Hello friends, can you actually believe that we are talking the month of October 2024? By the time you're seeing this, it is October. October has arrived. It's crazy. We have 3 months left and 2024 is done. I don't know whether I'm excited or sad about that. But anyway, I am here to bring you taroscopes for the month of October. What is a taroscope, you might be asking? It is basically a horoscope, in other words, a message for each sign of the zodiac, and I am going to be using tarot to do the message. Well, tarot and an oracle. So you might have seen me using these together now in the month of September because this oracle, I have been waiting for it for such a long time, and finally I got it in. It pairs with it, it's by the same creator. It's the same artwork. It is just such a beautiful pairing, and this is my go-to deck. You know, anytime that I'm looking to do a reading, this is like the one I find myself reaching for a lot. It's not my favorite, but it's my go-to. It's my familiar. It's my it's my ride or die. So these are the decks that I thought I would use for the month of October to get inspiration and guidance for each sign of the zodiac. So if you have a look down the bottom here, across the bottom of the screen, you will see that there are timestamps which allow you to navigate through the reading. This is obviously the intro, and then we go straight into Aries and move our way all the way through the zodiac until we get to Pisces. Until we get to Pisces. So you can just click on those sections to jump across. I do recommend that you watch for your sun sign. So your sun sign is the zodiac sign that you know you are. When people say, oh, what sign are you? That is your sun sign. So I do recommend watching for your sun sign. But if you've had your astrology chart done by anybody before, you will have been given the information as to what your rising sign is or what your moon sign is. So I recommend watching for those as well. So it's your sun sign, your rising sign, and if you're really interested, you can do for your moon sign as well. But at least those two as a starting point. But at an absolute minimum, just your sun sign is fine. So we're going to be using Familiar Field Oracle to get a kind of an overview of the energy of the month for you, and then we're going to do the field tarot to get into the specifics, into the details as such as to what the month is going to be about. What I ask for you in return is, if you enjoy your video, if you enjoy your reading, to please give it a thumbs up. I'd love a comment from you down below. I read absolutely every single comment. I don't always get a chance to reply, but I do absolutely read every single comment. So please do pop a comment in the box below. And if you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button. So by hitting that subscribe button and by hitting the like button, you're basically helping me, because you're letting YouTube know that this is a nice video and you think that other people may be interested in watching it. So it basically helps the algorithm to push the video out to more people, and that I would be so appreciative. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. So help me, friends. Help me. Like, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe, and comments are always so appreciated. All right, and shall we get straight into it, starting with I wanted to say with the month of Aries. I think I did that last month as well, starting with the sign of Aries. Right, so Aries, let's get into your reading and see what is the overall theme for the month of October. So this is the oracle that I'm using, the Familiar Field Oracle, and let's have a look. Okay, oopsie, cutting and taking a card off the top. Oh, can't pick it up. All right, so Aries, the theme for October for you, we have suppression, calibration, and flow from the Ray. How gorgeous is that? How absolutely gorgeous is that? So, interesting keywords on this deck, because I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we're chatting, right? Interesting keywords on this deck. We've got suppression and we've got calibration, all right? Calibration. So suppression is holding back. Calibration is aligning, like connecting, joining up with, making the same as. So it's interesting to me that suppression and calibration, I feel like, are two different energies, and not necessarily meaning the same thing. So suppression is saying that maybe there is something that is being suppressed within us. I say us because I'm also Aries. There is something that is being suppressed within us that we need to acknowledge, that we need to know, that we need to recognize, and then we need to calibrate ourselves with those around us in order to flow in the way that we need to. So interesting that that's coming through. So suppression, it's like what is being suppressed, what is being limited, what is being restricted. And calibration is we need to calibrate ourselves with our environment, with our circumstances, with the people around us, so that we may flow in whichever way we need. Tarot is giving us, I can't read, why can't I read? Competition. The Five of Wands, competition. We have the Three of Discs, being work. I was hoping I could fit 4 cards in. Do you think I can fit 4 cards in? We have the Prince of Discs, being reliability. I'm gonna do it. And yay. And we have the universe. All right, so Aries. Okay, let's tidy up a little bit before we actually get into it. All right, so we've got the ray. We've got the ray, which is suppression, calibration, and flow. We have the card of competition, the Five of Wands. Now, Five of Wands traditionally is the card of what I call chaos and conflict, okay? Because everybody wants to have a say, everybody has an opinion, and everybody wants to be heard. So the trouble with that is that because everybody is in exactly the same position, and everybody's in competition fighting for that top position, nobody actually gets there, nobody actually succeeds, and nobody actually achieves whatever it is that they need to. So we need to recognize and understand that sometimes participating in that competition is not a good thing. Sometimes we need to realize that, you know what, until everybody's egos calm down, until everybody slows down to a panic, we actually can't contribute anything positive to the situation. So it's about recognizing when it is the right time to withdraw yourself, to separate, to pull yourself out of a situation. And, you know, and basically waiting until everything is calmed down, and only when things are calmed down, only then is it safe to engage. And this is the suppression. It's like we need to suppress our desire to engage in competition, to be the same as everybody else, and to try and get our opinion voiced, because you're not going to achieve anything, you're not going to accomplish anything. We do have the Three of Discs. And the Three of Discs is the keyword of works. It's what I refer to as the teamwork card, okay? So the Three of Discs with teamwork is basically saying that, you know, this particular situation is each person for their own, each person for themselves. And everybody's on everybody's trying to achieve whatever it is that they need, to what they think is important, but nobody's really considering the next person, which is basically what this Three of Discs is saying, is that we need to be more considerate of the people around us, and to understand that the people in our lives, even though they may be so different, and even though what they contribute to the big picture is so different, we need to realize that we need each other. We're not on our own. Okay, that's why we've got calibration. Calibration is about the connecting with and understanding, I do this thing, you do that thing, let's calibrate so that we can work together, even though we each bring something different. And that's exactly what this card is saying, is to recognize and to understand that we are not an individual. We are. We are not an individual, but we work better when we work as a team in a collaboration with others, not when everybody is vying for the top position. Aries, it's important that we, and I know it's so tough for us, it's so difficult, but we need to stop, we need to withdraw, we need to breathe, and then we need to connect with and work with others. The Prince of Discs giving us the keyword of reliability. So basically what his message is about being the stable, secure one. We need to be the one that everybody relies on. We need to be the stable force. We need to be the one that everybody looks to, that everybody goes to, that everybody leans on for advice and for guidance. We don't want to be the person that's pushing the situation. We need to be the reliable, stable one that everybody comes to because it's safe and it's familiar. My dogs have just come into the office, so hopefully they're going to behave and not cause havoc. But again, in order for us to be the strong, reliable ones, in order for us to be the stable, secure people that everybody turns to, we need to understand the collaboration and the flow aspect of our theme, okay? Because people are only going to come to us for support and come to us for guidance and for help if we have calibrated ourselves with their needs. But when everybody's needs are like just so big and just so significant, it's really, really difficult for us to be reliable and supportive and helpful in whichever way we can. And then we've got the universe. So the universe is a major arcana card, and we have all our chakras, which are our main energy centers in our body, from our base of our spine all the way through to our crown, which is right at the top of our heads. So we've got all of them, and we've got this yin and yang option here, where we've got the dark and the light, and how the dark and the light come together. The universe is the card of understanding that we've come full circle, that we've done everything. We've been down, we've been up, and we've been through all of the different modes of life. That we've been there, done that, got the t-shirt kind of thing. But the universe is also the card that says to you, enjoy where you are at right now. Enjoy this position of superiority, this position of power, because it's temporary. Because today, this is where you are, and it's going to be fantastic, and it's going to be great. But tomorrow, you're back at square one, and you have to start all over again, because that's how it goes. With the universe card, I always think of like our Olympic athletes. You know, they train for 4 years in preparation for that one competition, and the universe is them finally standing on that podium. They have got their medal. They have achieved and succeeded and attained everything that they wanted to. They are feeling absolutely fantastic. But then tomorrow, they're just an athlete again, and they start at the beginning, 4 years of prep until the next, big competition. So it is about enjoying the victory, enjoying your power, enjoying the significance of the moment, but understanding that it's not a guarantee, and it's not going to stay that way, because tomorrow you are just an ordinary person doing your thing. But remembering this is for the month of October. So it's basically saying to you, enjoy this position of authority. I'm going to point to these two. The position of authority that you do have over the month of, during the month of October. But to understand that, you need to suppress your urges, which is this card, right? These two. Suppress your urges. Don't open your mouth so quickly. I know that's tough. We need to suppress our urges. We need to hold back our feelings so that we can calibrate with the people around us, flow with the people around us, to be supportive, and to recognize that we need to work together. But you are the one that's reliable, stable in this particular situation that everybody is looking forward to. So Aries, October looks fabulous for you. You just need to learn when to participate and when not to participate, to be the strong, stable, reliable one, to understand that you can't do everything by yourself, and neither can anybody else. Sorry, my phone is ringing. Let me just cut that off. I hope it didn't interfere too much. Sorry about that. Somebody is trying to get hold of me. Okay, so we need to realize that we need to be the strong, reliable, stable ones, working with other people, but also understanding that this moment of awe, this moment of awesome that we have right now is temporary. That, we have to work really hard to maintain this level. And if you keep doing that, everything's going to work out just fine. So Aries, sending you much love and many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Taurus, hello and welcome to your October tarot scopes. Right, this is the familiar field oracle. Let's give it a shuffle. We're looking for, oh my gosh, we're looking for your theme for the month of October. So what is the theme, the overall energy for October for all Taurus out there, all Taurian people out there? Right, cards are shuffled. Let's cut the deck. Take a card off the top and put these aside. All right, so Taurus, the theme for October for you, we have got the goat. And the goat's keywords are conquering, vitality, and new heights. So these are one of these mountain climbing goats. I don't know what they're called, mountain climbing goats. Oh, that is quite fabulous, right? So let's leave it there. The camera will hopefully focus soon. There we go. Okay, so Taurus, I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat about the goat. So we've got conquering, we've got vitality, and we've got new heights. So this is telling you, Taurus, that you're going to have to dig deep. Okay, the whole month of October is going to be about you having to dig deep into finding out what it is. What is the vitality? Oh my gosh, can you see what I'm doing here? What is the vitality that you have in the month of October? What is the vitality that you don't have? What is it? Oh my gosh. What is it that you need to conquer? What is it that you need to overcome? What is it that you need to succeed at in the month of October? And you're going to have to push yourself beyond, right? you're going to have to push yourself beyond, because that's what's clearly important here, especially when the keyword new heights comes through. You know, it's telling you that you've done so well in the past, you've succeeded and accomplished so much in the past, but now it's a case of conquering more, doing more, reaching more, going further. Okay, right, I think I am happy with this shuffle for you, Taurus, and let's cut the deck and let's lay out our cards. So the first card I have for you is the Wheel of Fortune. Second card I have for you is the Princess of Discs. I don't know if I'm going very straight. The third card I have for you is the Queen of Wands, and our final card that I have, oh, I love that one, the Ten of Discs. All right, so Taurus, let's have a look and see what we've got happening over here for you. So we understand the goat. It's about climbing new heights. It's about reaching goals. It's about attaining things that you never thought were possible. It's about stretching yourself, pushing yourself above and beyond the limits, above and beyond what you have already done or what you have already accomplished. We have the Wheel of Fortune here, which is basically saying to you that, you know, what's this period that you're going through at the moment, these situations and circumstances that you find yourself in at the moment are just, you know, it is just the way of life. It is the flow of life. It is just how the cookie crumbles. So you find yourself in a position at the moment where you need to really understand, like, you really need to conquer. You really need to be full of vitality. You need to be strong. You need to be all of those kind of things, because this is just like, sometimes we have ups and sometimes we have downs. It's just the cycle of life. And this is exactly at this period you're in now, this hard, challenging, must do kind of a period that you're in at the moment, Taurus, is basically saying it is just the cycle, it is just the flow. Sometimes it's there and sometimes it's there, and this is just what you have to deal with. So I don't believe that this, whatever it is that you need to conquer, this new heights that you need to achieve, I don't feel as if it's anything too disastrous for you. I just feel as if it's just one of those things of life that comes about that you have to overcome, that you have to work through, that you have to achieve. We then have the Princess of Discs. Do you see how she's reaching her hands up and she's grabbing the moon? Okay, and I mean, she's just absolutely gorgeous. I just love her. She is all about manifestation. So basically the message that she has for you, Taurus, is that even though this period, this conquer, this whatever it is that you're going through at the moment, the situation that you need to overcome, even though it is just a cycle of life and you know, just an automatic kind of process that's come your way, it is something that you can use to your advantage to manifest whatever it is that you want or need in your life. Realizing that even though sometimes life throws us curveballs, which is, you know, what's happening in the month of October for you, sometimes life throws us these curveballs and sometimes they can be really tough and really hard. But even though they are tough and hard, you are still very much in the driver's seat and you still very much have the power to determine the outcome. So you can manifest. So Taurus, if you are the kind of person who is typically a pessimist, so if you are somebody who always generally sees the glass as half empty, you know, then you're going to be attracting more of half empty glasses. You are going to be attracting more challenges, more things to overcome, more whatever's that's going on in your life. Whereas if you're the kind of person who sees the glass as half full, if you are more optimistic, then that is exactly the way to take advantage of this situation, to turn it around to your advantage and to make something better of it. Okay, and then we get the Queen of Wands, and she is about vibrancy, because this is who you are. You need to step forward and you need to put your arms out and you need to let the world see you. No hiding away, Taurus, no hiding away. October is going to have a couple of curveballs and a couple of challenges which it's going to throw at you, but it's how you respond and it's how you react to it that's going to determine the way things develop from here. And because you've got the Princess of Discs and because you've got the Queen of Wands, this is basically Spirit saying to you that the ball is in your court and you have the power to turn the situation around in whichever way you want or need it to be turned around. So what are you doing with the situation? How are you conquering? How are you reaching new heights? And what vitality do you have? What vitality are you showing the world? Because if you're the kind of person who's just going to hide and keep your head down and avoid making eye contact, then circumstances are never going to be what you want them to be. Right now, you're in a very powerful position where you can turn things, you can manifest, and you can change things to be the way that you want them to be with just a healthy dollop of enthusiasm and creativity and passion, okay? Vitality. Bring in a healthy dose of that vitality. And then finally, we have the 10 of discs. Now, because I saw the 10 of discs when I turned the cards over, it's basically how I've been building all the cards to the end for you. So Taurus, the 10 of discs is the card of establishment. What does it mean if something is established? It means that it is final, that it is complete, that it is set up, that it is stable, it's secure, it's real, it's tangible, it's there, it's done. Okay, and it's done to perfection. It's done. So when we talk about an establishment, we talk about something that is tangible, something that is strong and secure. So 10 of discs is what I refer to as the card of legacy. Your legacy is what you leave to your family, what you leave to your children and your children's children, etc. It's how they remember you. It's the part of you that stays behind when we leave this world. And you've got to start realizing that everything that you're doing at the moment, Taurus, is your legacy. It is your establishment. This is you establishing the norm of who and what you are. So you are not weak. You are not weak. Even though sometimes you may feel it, you certainly are not weak. You've got to realize that it's time for you to step up and conquer. It's time for you to take advantage of the situations you find yourself in at the moment, because even though they may appear to be tough and hard and difficult and hard, the truth of the matter is you have the ability within yourself to turn the situation around, to manifest a better positive outcome from it. But it does require you to put the effort in, to put the work in, and to create the establishment that you are proud of. So you are the establishment that you are establishing. You are your own establishment. So are you proud of who you are? Are you proud of what you've achieved? Are you proud of what you are currently achieving? If the answer is no, then this is because you have been more of a pessimist and less of an optimist. So it's about turning that situation around. It's about conquering your own fears, your own doubts, your own insecurities, all of those things, turning them around into something that you can be proud of. So Taurus, October is that month for you to make some changes, to make some adjustments, so that you can be proud, so that you can be happy, and that you can be content with the life that you've created for yourself. I am sending you all much love and many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care, Taurus. Gemini, hello and welcome to your October tarot script. Right, so I'm shuffling the Oracle deck, which is the Familiar Field Oracle. Let's have a look and see what is your theme for the month of October. What is the energy for the entire month? And then we will get the detail from the tarot. This is for Gemini for October 2024. Okay, so I have taken a card off the top. Let's put those aside. So Gemini, your theme, sorry, just looking, my phone is going crazy. Your theme for the month of October is, we have the ant. And the ant is about unity, it is about teamwork, and it is also about the burdens that they carry. And they carry so freely. So I'm going to leave the ant card there, and here I have the field tarot. Let's give it a shuffle, and while I chat about the ant card. So Gemini, you've got the month of October telling you that you need to understand unity. Unity is about collaboration and working with, understanding that you are not a fierce independent, and that you do better with others. Now we know, Gemini, that you guys are Gemini. Of course you enjoy being with others and engaging with others and interacting with others, because that's your superpower, right? That's your superpower, Gemini. That's what we love about you, Geminis. But it is also about teamwork, and that is maybe an area where you need a bit of work. So as much as you enjoy being with people, and as much as you enjoy engaging with people, working with people, collaborating with people is sometimes the one area that maybe is in need of a little bit of attention. And then we've got the burden card as well, the burden keyword, I should say, because what does that mean? Well, it means that sometimes we have to carry the burden of other people, that sometimes other people burden us with their drama, with their chaos. And sometimes we don't want to have that kind of burden. We don't want to have to deal with that. But sometimes it's also important to recognize that that's what life is. Life is a series of ups and downs. And, you know, sometimes we carry other people's burdens, like an ant does when their comrades have fallen. They carry their comrade, and, you know, they work together as a team, as a collaboration, to carry their comrade, and then they can carry on with. So it's about understanding that burdens are temporary, that burdens only exist for a short amount of time, and then you're free to carry on with your normal daily, normal daily routines. Let's lay out our tarot. The first one we have is the Two of Discs, which is the card of change. We then have the Six of Wands, which is the card of success. I like it. We then have for you the Princess of Cups, and she is all about dreams. And our final card that I have for you there is the Eight of Wands, which is the card of movement. Okay, so Gemini, now that I can stop bouncing the table, bumping the table, so we have got the ant. The ant, you know, they are incredibly strong. They're incredibly dutiful. They know exactly what they need to do. They know exactly how they're going to get on with it. And they just do that. They just get on with it, okay? You do have the Two of Discs here, which is the card of change. The Two of Discs is about, trying to recognize that through all the chaos that's going on in the world and all the chaos that's going on in your life and everything that's going on around you, that sometimes you find it quite difficult to just maintain status quo, to maintain equilibrium, to maintain your standing. The truth of the matter is, change is inevitable, okay? Every day is different to the previous day. Change is inevitable, and what you need to do, Gemini, is to start realizing, recognizing, and accepting that change is happening in your life, whether you want it or not. So you might as well get on board with the change, okay? You might as well get on board with finding this balance and finding your equilibrium and finding your flow, because the burdens that you are carrying are very, very heavy. And if we don't change, we never get to let go the burden. We never get to put it down. We do have the Six of Wands, and she is the card of success. It's the card of victory. It's the card of accomplishment. It's the card of being recognized for what you've done. So October is going to be a brilliant month for you in that way, Gemini. As long as you can adapt, as long as you can be adaptable, you will absolutely have success, because sometimes we carry burdens and sometimes we work together with others, and sometimes we are fiercely independent and we're able to do things on our own. But we need to understand that in order for your dreams to manifest, in order for you to have all the things that you want and all the things that you deserve and all the things that you've been working towards for such a long time, in order for you to achieve your goals, your dreams and your aspirations, your goals, your dreams and your aspirations, it is about allowing yourself success, acknowledging success, but also adapting and changing to your environment. Because sometimes we have to stop and help others, and sometimes we can be fiercely independent and do our own things. But it is about understanding collaboration. It is about understanding teamwork. We've got teamwork and we've got unity, working together as a unit. Sometimes, even though your goals and your dreams are your goals and your dreams, but sometimes you have to deviate from your path ever so slightly, connect with others, work with others, have a little bit of success with others, and then you can move on your journey. But we've got two cards of change and movement here. All right, because this card over here, which is the Eight of Wands, which is the card of movement, if you imagine that these sticks have all been shot into the air, their destination is predetermined, but right now they're just in the air. They don't know who they are. They don't know where they're going. So change is inevitable, and I have to say to you, Gemini, October is going to be a month of radical change, especially when we look at this. But the radical change comes from you connecting with, working with, and realizing that being a unit with other people, collaborating with other people, while maintaining your balance, while maintaining your equilibrium, and not ever letting go of your dreams is what's going to lead you to success. The movement card is saying that, sometimes the movement is so subtle that we don't realize it. And I think, Gemini, this is Spirit saying to you, why don't you look back at this year? Look back at 2024. We've already completed 9 months of 2024. So if you look at January through to September, where were you in January versus where are you now? Can you see the changes that have happened in your life? And how many of those changes were you consciously making those changes? Or how many of them just happened kind of automatically? So it's about looking and seeing where you're at versus where you were, and then understanding where it's leading you to. Okay, so that's quite an interesting one. But understand that you didn't get to where you are by yourself. You haven't arrived at where you are by yourself. There are people involved, and other people involved, sometimes they're a burden, sometimes they're a hindrance, sometimes they're helpful. It changes all the time, depending on circumstance, depending on situation, and depending on the person. So you need to be adaptable, Gemini, okay? In the month of October, you will have success. You must experience success. and understand that your success, even though it's your success, it's because of the work that you've done with others, the collaborations that you've done with others. Don't ever give up on your dreams, but again, understand that you can't achieve your dreams on your own. Your dreams are achievable by being flexible in helping others, and understand that change is inevitable and it's happening around you almost on a daily basis, I want to say, Gemini. So October is, if you have some ideas of change that you want to implement in your life, if you've had some thoughts and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I don't know when's the right time, or I don't know if it, take this as your sign that this is the right time. Take this as your sign that October is definitely the right time to make change, because you've got change happening all around you. You've got success and happiness happening all around you, but you are always being reminded, constantly being reminded, unity, teamwork. Unity, teamwork. I'm ignoring burden. Let's put my finger over burden. Unity and teamwork is what you are constantly being reminded of. Even though you are fiercely independent, and even though you are capable of carrying something 10 times your weight, it is about understanding that you enjoy success most when you are working as a unit within a team and connecting and collaborating with others. And that will help you achieve your own personal goals and your own personal dreams. So, Gemini, I think you're in for a fabulous month, an exciting month, a month of change and success and victory and all of those beautiful things. Sending you much love and so many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome to all my Cancerians. Welcome to your October 2024 Tarot Scopes. So I am shuffling our Oracle, which is the Familiar Field Oracle. Shuffling, looking for a single card that's going to give you your theme for the month of October 2024. Right, cards are shuffled and cut. Taking a card off the top and putting these aside. So let's have a look and see, Cancer. What is your theme for the month ahead? You have got the spider. I hope none of you are afraid of spiders. I am not afraid of spiders. And the spider's keywords across the bottom here is creativity, manifestation, and the details, the small details. I think that's quite beautiful. Creativity, manifestation, and details. Right, so let's leave the spider over there. I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat about the spider, while we chat about creativity, manifestation, and details. You know, have you ever heard the key phrase, the devil is in the details? Because that's what I'm hearing in my head right now. Sorry, I am having a bad shuffling day. So the devil is in the details, and I do think, Cancerians, that this is the message that Spirit have for you. October 2024 is going to be about you being able to manifest and able to create whatever it is your heart desires. But the devil is in the detail, in understanding that sometimes we need to pay extra attention to the small details, to all the little bits and pieces, and other times we don't, okay? But it's about understanding that you don't want to get to a point where you are so fixated on the small details that you're actually forgetting the big point, you know? So we want to make sure that we find a balance between the details and the big picture of what it is that you're working towards. So October is going to be a month where your creativity and your ability to manifest is really, really big. So anything that you want to achieve, anything that you're working towards on a personal goal, you can definitely bring it to the fore during the month of October. October is really, really powerful for all of you Cancerian energies. Right, let's cut the deck and let's lay out 4 cards. So the first card I have for you is the Princess of Swords, which with the keyword of curiosity. I like that. We then also have the Magician. Yeah, it's all talking the same language. We have the Chariot, and our final card that we have is the Ace of Discs with the keyword of wealth. So I'm loving this. All right, so let's start with curiosity. So Cancerians, what is curiosity? You know, curiosity is intrigue, it's interest. It's like, what is going on there? I want to know more. I want to investigate. I want to explore. I want to understand. I want to touch it. I want to taste it. I want to feel it. It's curiosity. It's like, I don't know what it is, but I want to know what it is. Okay. That is curiosity. Considering we've got the spider here with creativity and manifestation, it's basically saying to you that you're going to be like, I almost want to say you're going to have ADD brain. Okay. in October. You're going to have ADD brain where everything is just attracting your attention. Everything is just like, wow, wow, wow. I want it all. I want to touch it all. I want to taste it all. I want to do it all. You're going to be very curious about exploring and trying and experimenting and figuring things out. Your creativity with the Princess of Swords is going to be really, really large, really, really big. And you know what? That's fantastic. Allow it, work with it, go with it. Push the boundaries, push the envelope. Try everything, push all the buttons and see what happens. You may be pleasantly surprised that nothing terrible happens, okay? So the October is also the fact that we have the Magician here, Cancerians. The Magician is saying to you that you have the ability to manifest anything that you want. We've got manifestations over here. We've got manifestations over there. So you are very much in the driver's seat. So anything that you are curious about, anything you are like interested in, this is the month to try it out. This is the month to kickstart. This is the month to explore and to give yourself permission to try something you haven't done before, especially if it's something that's been piquing your interest. Because yeah, a magician says that you have the ability to manifest. I mean, it's as simple as that. To manifest whatever it is that you desire. So I am going to just put in a little word of warning here. Because Cancerians, if your thoughts are along the lines of negativity, if your thoughts are about how hard done by you are, if your thoughts are about how much problems you have and how much difficulties you're experiencing, if your thoughts are tending in those directions towards your fears and your anxieties, and you know, whether they're legit or not, it doesn't matter. But if your thoughts are going in those directions, guess what you're manifesting? Okay, you are manifesting whatever it is that you're thinking. So this is why we need to be curious. We need to be curious in an excited way, not in a fearful way. We need to be curious like a child is. A child is like, oh, look at that. I wonder what it is. And can I put it in my mouth and can I taste it? I mean, yes, we've got the parents that say, no, 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 and protecting and saving the child. No one's protecting and saving you because you're adult. So don't be silly is what I'm saying to you. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we are manifesting with excitement and enthusiasm and not fear and anxiety. We have the Chariot. So here we have a beautiful black horse and a beautiful white horse walking on a path. They are looking in different directions. Can you see that? Their heads are going sort of in different directions, which means that even though right now they're together and right now they're on the same pathway and right now everything is fantastic, but because they're both looking off in different directions, if they continue this way, basically what's going to happen is they're going to slowly but surely drift further and further and further apart until they're not anywhere close to the same place anymore. So that is the message of the Chariot. It's telling you to stay focused on the goals in front of you. Stay focused on the path that you're on. Don't allow yourself. So as much as we are curious and as much as we are embracing our curiosity and as much as we have manifestation times 2 that we can create and manifest whatever we want, we need to stay focused on our end goal so that we don't sway too far off track, because it's going to be almost difficult, almost impossible to get back on track again if you have moved off path. So the Chariot is just bringing in a little bit of reminder, bringing a little bit of common sense and saying to you, stay focused. As much as you can be curious, and as much as you can be creative, and as much as you can manifest, and it's all about the details, all of that kind of stuff, we still need to stay focused on the goals, our goals that we've set for ourselves already. Don't allow yourself to be swayed. Don't allow yourself to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Distracted is the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Don't allow yourselves to be distracted too far away from your original goals and plans that you had set out for yourself. We do have the Ace of Discs, which is the card of wealth, but it's the card of opportunities that can bring about. Okay, so this brings the focus for the month about finances, about your value system, about what things you think are important, the things that you think are relevant and significant in your life. What value do you have on your own life, and what value do you have on the things that you are doing? So we are going to be curious about change, manifesting, creativity. We are going to manifest whatever it is we want, but we're not going to lose our train of thought. We're not going to lose our focus, and we're not going to deviate from our path. We're going to stay on the path that we need to stay on. But we're also going to understand that we are significant. that you have the ability to manifest anything, because you're actually quite fabulous, right? You don't need me to tell you that, Cancerians. You don't need me to tell you. You are quite fabulous. You are quite amazing. But it's about understanding the value that you place on things. And are you placing your value on the right things? Are you placing your value on the wrong things? Are you being distracted off your course? And are you manifesting the negative, or are you manifesting the positive? So interesting for you for the month of October, in that you can manifest and create whatever it is that you want. The attention is in the details, but you need to make sure that your details are optimistic and not pessimistic. You need to be curious, but not so curious that it takes you away from your goals and your plans. And know your worth. No matter what you're doing during the month of October, know your worth, Cancerians. All right, I am sending you much love and many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome, Leo. Let's get into your October 2024 tarot scopes. Here I am shuffling the Oracle deck, which is the Familiar Field Oracle. I'm looking for a single card that's going to give you your theme for the month ahead. So let's have a look. Theme for Leos for October 2024, please. Okay. Cutting the deck, taking a card off the top and putting the others away. So Leo, let's have a look and see what is your theme for October. You have got the beautiful swan, and it says love, allure, and purity. Oh, I love that. I love that. We have the beautiful, oh, the camera will focus in a second. We have the beautiful swan. I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat about love, allure, and purity. I couldn't read that last word. All right, so Leo, we're not talking, I mean, we may be talking romance, okay? We may be talking romance, but to me, this is more than just romance. This is love, this is value, this is appreciation, but this is the allure of that, okay? So we all know what love is, and you've probably all been in love, and hopefully you are in love right now. That would be awesome if that's the case. But it's about understanding that sometimes we're in love with the allure of. There's some things that just look amazing and that just appear amazing, and because of that, we want them. We haven't actually given it proper thought. We haven't actually given it, you know, proper time to actually think about it, but it's the allure of something that attracts us. We're drawn to the beauty of it, just because, like a swan, I mean, I'm not saying that they're not beautiful animals, because they absolutely are, but because of every story, every story that we've ever read talks about a swan being beautiful, it creates this allure of love, of beauty, of perfection, and that's the thing that we're drawn to. So you're going to find, Leo, that oh my gosh, I am causing chaos here. Right, let's just gather my thoughts. And by thoughts I mean my cards, because these are my thoughts. All right, so October, Leo, is going to be about you being drawn to things that maybe you weren't drawn to before. The allure is going to attract you and draw you in. And it might not be things that you are conscious of, or that you know of, or that you've even been mindful of in the past. But you're going to find the month of October, you're going to be drawn to all sorts of things that you haven't been drawn to in the past. I do want to just touch on the word purity here before I turn the tarot over. Purity is basically saying to you is to understand that when you are drawn to something, you're drawn to it from a pure heart. You're not drawn to it because of ego, or because of, you know, what it's going to make you look like, or status, or power, or anything like that. You're drawn to it because it is just beautiful. It is just amazing. It is just fabulous. So it's about understanding that the things that you're going to be drawn to now in the month of October are things that you are just naturally drawn to. Let's have a look and see what the tarot wants to contribute. So the first card we have is the Eight of Swords, which is the card of isolation. We also have the Hierophant, which is a major arcana card. We then also have the Seven of Discs, which is the card of perseverance. I see where this is going. And then we have the Lovers card. So love is definitely a theme, Leo. Like I said to you when this card first came out, I said to you, you know, we're not specifically talking romance, but now I'm wondering if maybe we are. You know, that maybe there is going to be temptation, that maybe there is going to be something. Now, again, when we're talking about love, when we're talking about lovers, when we're talking about romance, it doesn't necessarily have to be new romance. So if you're already married or in a committed relationship or already have something steady going on, we're not talking about a new individual coming your way, although that is possible, right? But what we are talking about here is just, I'm going to call it appreciation for the allure of something. Okay, or someone. So you might fall in love with your partner all over again. I mean, how fabulous would that be? Like, really, to just suddenly look at your partner and go, oh my gosh, I love you so much, and to just really engage in that connection and in that relationship. But let's start off here, because this is an interesting one. Here we have the Eight of Swords, which is the card of isolation. So just to show you the Eight of Swords, it's the card of isolation. So basically, what is the Eight of Swords? Now, typically in the traditional tarot, the Eight of Swords is normally depicted as a woman. She's sort of standing in a field all on her own. She's got nobody around her. She's got a blindfold on, and she's often bound. Okay, she's often got rope or string or something bounding her arms that she can't move, and she often feels trapped and alone and caged and isolated and forgotten, neglected. I can carry on with all the description words. So she often feels very much like that. But the reality of the situation is nothing is like whatever she's been tied with, it hasn't been tied very tightly. So with a little bit of effort, she could actually remove the chains, remove the bounds. She could lift her blindfold off and see that she's not alone, that she's not isolated, that she's actually being protected. But sometimes we misinterpret protection as being trapped. Okay, so maybe this is how you're feeling at the moment about some kind of connection that you have with another person or another situation. There is something that you're in love with, a person, a situation, a circumstance, but right now it's maybe not so fantastic. Right now, Leo, it might be feeling a little bit heavy, it might be feeling a little bit difficult, it might be feeling a little bit complicated. You might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed, actually, a little bit frustrated that things aren't going in the way that you want or need them to. So this isolation is saying that sometimes you're feeling as if everybody's forgotten about you, neglecting you, that nobody cares about you, that you are completely separated, disconnected, and isolated from the world. But the reality is that you're not that way at all. It's more a case of people trying to protect you, and by trying to protect you, maybe they've distanced themselves from you. Okay, so going back to the allure, it's about realizing that this is a figment of your imagination, that this is not real of the situation that you find yourself in at the moment, that this is just really a figment of your imagination. But the reality comes in is that you've got to see that for yourself, and it's only when you shift your perspective. Okay, we've got perseverance there. I thought it was perspective, it's perseverance. When you shift your perspective and you start seeing things differently, that's when you start falling in love with everything all over again, and that's what you need to do. So Leo, October is about shifting perspectives to, instead of feeling trapped and caged and isolated, to feeling protected, safe and secure. We have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant, you can see, is like a religious figure. We generally tend to consult with a religious figure when we're dealing with something really big in our lives, okay? So if you've got a big issue in your life, we generally consult a religious figure looking for help, looking for guidance, looking for forgiveness, even looking for something. So a Hierophant is somebody who offers advice and offers guidance. But one thing I can say to you about the Hierophant is the advice and guidance that they're offering, Leo, is we're often looking for a really deep and complex kind of solution or answer or guidance. And the Hierophant often gives something so simple, so simple, like open your eyes. We go looking for this profound words of wisdom, and he says open your eyes, and you walk away, they're going like, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? We need to recognize, Leo, you need to recognize, I should say, you need to recognize, what are you drawn to? What is the alluring you right now? What is drawing you in right now? Recognize that you're not separated from that. You are not disconnected from that or isolated from that. And the answer is often, or the solution is often simpler than you realize, okay? The solution to what your problem is or what you're looking for is often simpler than you realize. Do not overcomplicate things. Do not, Leo. I'm going to wag my finger in your face. Do not overcomplicate things, because it's not necessary. We do have the Seven of Discs, which is the card of perseverance. It's a card of saying to you that if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. That is what that card is all about. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. Keep trying. While that allure is there, while that interest is there, while that that, oh wow, emotion is there. Keep trying, keep persevering, keep pushing through until such time as you achieve your objectives and your goals. But remember, you mustn't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple, because the solutions are often more simple than you realize. I want to bring this Lovers card in. So here we have masculine and feminine connecting with each other, but it's interesting that they're depicted as standing back to back. Okay, it's interesting that they're being depicted as standing back to back, because you can see that they're the same but they're different. We've got, in this particular case, we've got light and dark, we've got feminine and masculine, or we've got tall and short, we've got tattooed and non-tattooed, but they both have two legs, they both have two arms, they both have a torso, they both have a head. You know, they're the same, but yet they're so different. The Lovers card, it's not just about two people coming together with love in their hearts. The Lovers card is actually a card of consequence of choice, because you chose your partner, you chose your lover, you chose the person you wanted to spend time with. You made that conscious decision. You chose that person. Therefore, there are consequences, whether it be good or bad, whether it works out or whether it doesn't work out. Those are the consequences of your choices. So, really speaking, were you drawn to something that maybe you shouldn't have been drawn to, and now you're dealing with the consequences of that? Is that maybe what's happening, Leo? I think the message that's coming through for you so clearly here is that you need to, number one, acknowledge the allure. Acknowledge what is drawing you in. Acknowledge what are you loving in your life right now. What is working for you? What is bringing you so much joy and happiness? If you feel like, well, that would bring me joy and happiness, but I don't have it right now, you feel like you're disconnected, separated, and isolated from that, you need to reevaluate. The solution is simpler than you realize. The answer is simpler than you realize, but you are not being limited or restricted by anything other than your own imagination. You need to persevere. You need to push through the whole month of October and understand that there are consequences to your choices. So when you make your choices, make wise ones. And if you make wise choices, Leo, you are going to reach your goals and achieve everything that you wanted and everything that you needed to in the month of October. I am sending you much love and many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, Leo, take care. Hello and welcome, Virgo. Welcome to your October 2024 tarot scopes. I have the Oracle deck in my hand. This is the Familiar Field Oracle. Whoopsie, and I am throwing cards all over the place. Familiar Field Oracle, let's shuffle and draw a single card which is going to give you your energy, your overall theme for the month of October for all Virgo energies. Right, so let's have a look, Virgo. I'm happy with that shuffle. Let's cut the deck. Take a card off the top and put these away, and let's have a look and see what is your theme for the month of October. So Virgo, you have got the fly. This is a very pretty looking fly. Keywords across the bottom: frustration, survival, and impurity. Frustration, survival, and impurity. Now that's very, very interesting, isn't it? I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat about the fly. So, you know what? For us here in the Southern Hemisphere, especially for those of us here in the East Coast, in Durban, we know that summer equals flies. You know that summer has arrived when you suddenly have flies all over your house. Bring out a bit of braai meat and the flies are there. So to me, I don't see the flies as a negative, although we don't like to have the flies around our food, because we imagine them to be dirty, we imagine them to be full of disease and all of those kind of things. But actually, now that I think about it, when we see the flies, we know that it's good times. We know that we're spending time with our family and our friends. We know that the sun is shining and everything is quite fabulous in our lives. So to me, I don't necessarily see the flies as a bad thing, but the flies are a bit of a nuisance, because you don't just get one fly. You generally get a whole bunch of them, and then they fly around your face the whole time and you can't get rid of them. So it is about the nuisance. It is about the frustration. It is also about the survival, because that's what a fly is doing. It's just trying to survive. When it's irritating us, when it's frustrating us, when it's getting up in our face or up in our business, all that fly is actually trying to do is trying to survive. So, you know, sometimes we need to have a little bit of compassion for what the fly is trying to do as well. I'm having a bad shuffling day today. All right, when we talk about the fly as a theme for the month ahead, Virgo, it's basically saying that you're either going to have people who are going to be like a fly in your face all the time, okay? You're either going to have that, or you're going to have a situation where you have to be the pestering fly. You're going to either have a situation where people are pestering you like a fly pesters you, or where you have to be the fly and you have to do the pestering in order to achieve whatever it is that you want and whatever it is that you need. So this is going to be a month of persistence. This is going to be a month of frustration, and this is going to be a month of not stopping until you have achieved all the things that you want and need to achieve. Let's lay out the tarot and see what it says, Virgo. So the first card I have for you is the Queen of Swords. Isn't she gorgeous? Gosh, I love it. And she has a keyword of independence. We then have the Hierophant. We then have the Star. I like it. I like it. And we then have the Prince of Swords as well. Right. So let me put these aside and make sure they don't fall off the table. All right, so Virgo, very interesting cards indeed. So let's start off with our Queen. So we have the Queen of Swords, and like I said, she is just gorgeous. But now you can see that she commands a lot of respect. You can see that she's somebody who means business. Like, I wouldn't want to rub her the wrong way. I wouldn't want to catch her on a bad day, because she's going to use that sword, and she's going to use that sword quite willingly. She's not afraid to do the things that she needs to do. Just as a fly is not afraid to take a chance and come at our food, because he's in survival mode, okay? He's in survival mode, and he knows that your food is his key to survival. So he will do whatever he needs to do to achieve his goals, just as our Queen of Swords will. Just as you will, Virgo. And at least that's how you need to be in the month of October. You need to not be afraid to speak out, not be afraid to act out, and not be afraid to follow through with any threats that you make. Because you need to recognize that nobody's standing up for you. Nobody's actually defending you or standing behind you. You have to be fiercely independent. You have to keep going until you achieve your goals and your dreams and your ambitions. Nobody's going to do it for you. You cannot afford, especially during the month of October, you cannot afford to sit on the couch and wait for better days, because better days have come and gone. Virgo, this is about you standing up for yourself, recognizing what it is that you want, what it is that you need, and how you're going to go about doing it. And if you happen to step on some toes along the way, so be it. And I know that that's such a difficult concept, and it's such a horrible concept even. But actually, Virgo, I'm sure if you look at your life, if you look at your circumstances over the last couple of months, I'm sure you will recognize how many times you've been shortchanged. How many times have people stood on your toes in order to get their dreams, goals, and aspirations sorted out? How many times have you been left in the lurch? This is time for you to be the Queen of Swords and to stand up and say, no more. Stop. No more. I'm not letting anybody treat me that way again. We have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant, Virgo, you can see he's like a religious figure. And we generally tend to consult a religious figure when we're looking for advice and guidance on our problems that we have. So whatever problems, whatever challenges, whatever difficulties you have in your life at the moment, we generally go to the Hierophant. We go to a religious leader and we say, help me. And 9 out of 10 times, we're looking for this profound kind of answer, this profound kind of explanation or solution or step-by-step instructions. But most of the time, the religious leader gives you just a simple answer that leaves you going, huh? Was that all? Like, can you not say anything more? So a Hierophant is the card of not overcomplicating situations, not overcomplicating the way you look at a circumstance, keeping it simple, keeping it real, and staying focused on the things that matter. Okay, so the Hierophant is basically saying to you, don't confuse yourself, don't confuse the situation, keep it simple, because when we tend to overcomplicate things, we tend to make things worse. Right now, it is about doing the things that you need to do, being fiercely independent, and not letting anybody step on your toes. If anything, you need to be stepping on the toes, and don't feel like you're attracting any kind of negative karma on yourself. Don't feel as if you're doing any harm by doing this, because actually it's about time. We have the Star card as well, Virgo, and the Star card is the card of hope. It's the card of healing, and it's the card of renewal. The Star card is telling you everything's going to be okay. So the Star card is giving you the advice from the Hierophant. Everything's going to be okay. Don't overcomplicate things. Keep it simple, and it's going to be okay. And then finally, we have the card of determination from our Prince of Swords. So determination. you need to be determined in doing the things that you need to do, doing the things that you want to do. So determined that you don't mind frustrating others. So determined to survive. So determined to succeed. Even if it means that you need to be a little bit impure and you need to step on other people's toes. Okay? So Virgo, this is the month. October is the month of you standing up and defending yourself. Standing up and fighting back. Standing up and saying, no more. Because you know that you're going to be okay. You are guided, you are protected, and you are safe. You are going to be okay. But it's time to push back on people who are trying to take advantage of you. Don't let that annoying fly pester you anymore. Push back, fight back, and say no, thank you. All right? It's a difficult one, and especially for you guys, Virgo, I know it is. It's difficult. It takes you completely out of character in order to do these kind of things, but you've got to. The fact that you have the Queen and the Prince of Swords, you've got the two of them working together side by side. You've got Spirit saying to you, we've got your back. It's going to be easy, simple, and uncomplicated. Don't overcomplicate it, and everything's going to be okay. But you need to fight back, and you need to say no more. So Virgo, interesting one for you for the month ahead. I am wishing you much love and so many blessings. Look after yourselves, be gentle with yourselves, but be firm at the same time. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, Virgo, take care. Hello and happy birthday, Libra. It is Libra season, so happy birthday to all of you celebrating in the month of October, and happy birthday if you celebrated yours at the end of September as well. Let's have a look and see your taroscopes for October 2024. So Libra, I have the, oopsie, I am throwing cards. I'm having a really bad shuffling day, so forgive me. I'm holding in my hands the Oracle of the Familiar Field Oracle. We're looking for a single card that is going to give you your theme for the month of October 2024. So Libra, let's have a look and see what is the theme for October 2024 for you. Cutting the deck, taking a card off the top and putting those aside. Let's have a look and see your theme for the month. We have got the Hare, and the key words are spontaneity, anxiety, and fear. So it's interesting that we've got anxiety and I can't speak. Anxiety and fear along with spontaneity, because like I personally don't think of anxiety or spontaneity with anxiety and fear. I normally think of the spontaneity as fun and exciting. I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat about the Hare. So, you know what, sometimes what it is, Libra, and I think this makes sense for you guys, because Libra, you guys are about, relating to others, being compatible with others, connecting with others, finding truth, harmony, and balance in your lives, in your connections with others. That's just generally, what Libra basically stands for. And you're going to have a month in October of spontaneity, meaning things happening without much strategy, without much planning, without much thinking. And maybe that's where the fear and the stress and the anxiety comes in, because Libra, you guys, you can be spontaneous as long as you plan for it. There might be certain parts of your life or certain aspects of your life where you can be quite spontaneous, and you do enjoy being quite spontaneous. But I do think, Libra, that generally speaking, you guys like to be, more established and more secure and more familiar with what may happen and what are we going to do if that happens and then what. So I feel as if you guys are not really good at spontaneity. There may be parts of your life where you are good at spontaneity, but there's other parts of your life where things happen without planning and it creates the stress and the anxiety. Let's see what the tarot wants to add. Okay. First card we're drawing for you is the Fool card, which is a keyword of beginning. We then have for you the Three of Wands, which is the card of vision. We then have for you the Six of Swords, which is transition. And we finally have the Hierophant. The Hierophant has made 3 appearances already, and it's 3 appearances in a row. So I've just done it for Virgo, and I did it for Leo as well before that. So yeah, Hierophant has definitely got an important message for everybody this month. Okay, so Libra, let's have a look. Because it's birthday season, whether you've had your birthday in September, whether you're having a birthday in October, it's birthday season. Birthday season is typically a beginning of a new cycle around the sun. Okay, so we're going through a new cycle. It's a new trip around the sun. It's a new year for you, which is why you have the full card of beginnings. But it also means that you're a year older, you're a year wiser, you're a year, you've got some more experience under your belt. Good things, bad things, all of that kind of thing. So this is a period of trying things for the first time. It's a period of stepping into new truths, new beginnings, new opportunities, all of these kind of things. But it's also just understanding the new ways of thinking, that there's new strategy in the way that we think, in the way that we feel, in the way that we react to people, situations, and circumstances. We have the Three of Wands, which has got a key word of vision. So the Three of Wands is about, having a plan and having a strategy, which I spoke about at the beginning in saying, Libra, you guys are typically really good as long as there's a plan and a strategy and as long as you know what to expect. So you generally do live your life with a vision. You generally do live your life with a purpose. Like, you know what you're working towards, you know what it is that you want, and you know how you're going to achieve it and all of that. So you're very good at achieving your objectives and achieving your goals. But sometimes, especially when we see the Three of Wands, it's sort of coming up and saying to us, every now and again, it's important to check in with yourself. Every now and again, it's important to check in. How are you doing on your vision? How close are you to achieving your goals? Have you drifted off course? Are you on track? Where are you at with achieving your big goals and big dreams? We also want to make sure, because we've got this here with keywords of spontaneity, anxiety, and fear, we want to make sure that we check in regularly enough to avoid the anxiety and fear. Because if you don't check in, like let's say, for example, you're on a 10-hour road trip. If you don't check what's the word I'm looking for? Signboards, okay? If you don't watch the signboards all the time, sometimes you may think, oh my gosh, have we somehow gone on the wrong road? Have we taken a wrong turn? Or we're not going where we're supposed to go? And it creates stress and anxiety. Whereas if we're constantly checking the signboards and constantly checking the road that we're on versus where we're heading, it gives us that feeling of peace. It gives us that feeling of, everything's going to be okay. And I feel like, Libra, for you right now, this is exactly what it's saying. We can be spontaneous in picking a road trip. Just as an example, we can be spontaneous in picking a road trip and deciding where we're going to go and what we're going to do. But as long as we stop regularly on our new journey, on our new experience, that we stop regularly to check in to see how are we doing in getting to where we want to go. Are we on track, or do we need to make some adjustments? Because if we don't check in regularly, the stress and the anxiety and the fear is going to overwhelm you. We do have the Six of Swords as well, which is the card of transition. What is a transition? A transition is a change from one place to another, a change from one form to another, one state to another. Okay, so understanding, Libra, that this is, because it's a new year for you, because it's a new cycle around the sun, you are evolving, you are changing. We need to check in with ourselves all the time to make sure that we're moving in the right direction. But the Six of Swords is basically saying to you that maybe we've been too quick with some changes. Maybe we've been quite quick. We've been too spontaneous in making some choices. And now we're sitting in a situation where it's possibly a little bit difficult and we're a little bit uncertain as to, like, oh, what have we done? What have we done? So transition is bringing that fear in. Okay, it's bringing in the apprehension. Like, we've made a change, we've made a decision, we've done something, and now we're going, did I make a decision too quickly? Did I react too quickly? Did I move too quickly? Have I created problems for myself? That's what transition is basically saying to you, the Six of Swords. And then finally, we have the Hierophant. So as we can see by the artwork, the Hierophant is a religious figure. We generally tend to consult a religious figure when we're at the worst in our lives, when we are experiencing major trauma and pain and discomfort, is when we generally turn to our religious elders for advice and for guidance. And most of the time when they offer us advice and guidance, it's very simple advice and guidance, most of the time when they offer us counsel, we're looking for something really big and profound and life-changing kind of a statement to come out of their mouths, and all they say to you is, it'll be fine, don't worry about it, it'll be fine. So typically the Hierophant's message is, don't overcomplicate things. Don't overthink things, don't overcomplicate things, keep it simple, okay? So Libra, October is a very interesting month. There will be a lot of new beginnings. There will be a lot of opportunities for you to do things you haven't done before. This is a new period. You've never been here before. You've never experienced this age before. You've never experienced this period in your life before. So there's a lot of shifts that are taking place. You need to check in with yourself regularly to check, like, in my bigger goals, in my bigger dreams, where am I going? What am I doing? And what am I wanting to achieve? And how am I doing? Am I on track, or am I completely off track? Understanding that this is a period of change. And change is going to bring about insecurities. Change is going to bring about anxiety and fear. And sometimes we make these changes without really thinking, and then we find ourselves in a difficult position, and we need to understand that it's going to be okay. Of course it's going to be okay, but we mustn't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it, and you're going to be just fine. So Libra, wishing you just the most amazing month of October, sending you love, and as I said, happy birthday, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome, Scorpio. Welcome to your October 2024 Taroscope. So I have the Oracle deck in my hand. This is the Familiar Field Oracle, giving it a shuffle. We're looking for a single card, Scorpio, a single card that's going to give you your theme for the month of October. And before I do draw the card for your theme for the month of October, those of you celebrating your birthday at the end of the month, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I hope that October birthdays are amazing for you. All right. Let us draw a single card to see what is your theme for the month ahead. So Scorpio, the theme for you is the Ray. So the Ray is got keywords of suppression, calibration, and flow. So interesting, because suppression, calibration, and flow, to me, like, they're almost contradictory to themselves. Suppression is something that's been restricted, limited, held back, kept back, okay? Calibration is about connecting and partnering with others. You know, calibrating with others is aligning yourself with others, and flow is flowing with others. So to me, there's a little bit of a conflict with that card, but let's see. I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat about the Ray, and we chat about suppression and calibration and flow. So to me, what I'm hearing, Scorpio, is that something is suppressed in your life at the moment. Whether it be a feeling, an emotion, whether it be an act, whether it be, it doesn't matter what it is, okay? But there is something that you've been holding back on. There is something where you haven't connected with others. You're not sharing with others. There is something that is being suppressed in your life at the moment. And this is Spirit saying that October will be a great month for you to actually calibrate yourself with others, to see how you fit in, to see how you can adapt, to see how you can help others in whatever it is that they're dealing with. And once you've calibrated, once you've released the suppression and calibrated yourself, then it's easy to flow. Then it's easy to find your flow, to find your purpose with the other people, with the other situations and circumstances. But in order for all of that to take place, Scorpio, you've got to release the suppression. You've got to release whatever it is that is being suppressed in your life. And as I said, it could be a thought, it could be an emotion, it could be an action, it could be a career thing. It could be so many things. Where in your life are you holding back? Where in your life do you need to collaborate, and where in your life do you need to flow with others? Let's have a look and see what the tarot wants to say. So the first card we have is Queen of Swords. Isn't she gorgeous? I say that every time I see her. We also have for you the Five of Swords. So the Queen of Swords has got a keyword of independence. The Five of Swords has a keyword of defeat. We then have the Prince of Swords with a Princess of Swords with a keyword of curiosity. And finally, we have the Hanged Man with a keyword of perspective. All right. So, Scorpio, let's have a look at this, because this is actually very, very interesting. We start off with our Queen of Swords. Now, I said to you that I find her to be absolutely gorgeous, not only physically, but just in her stance. I mean, she looks like somebody who means business. She looks like somebody who's not afraid to express herself. She's not afraid to do or to say or to follow through with her threats. She is going to follow through with her threats. She's not afraid to use those swords. Now, it's interesting that you got 3 swords, okay, that have come through for you. Yeah, 3 swords in a major arcana. And Scorpio, we know that you have a sting in your tail, and we know that you're not afraid to use it. And this is Spirit saying to you that in October, you need to stop suppressing that sting. You need to release that tail. You need to release that sting because somebody in your life needs to hear it. Somebody in your life needs to feel it. Somebody in your life needs to be brought to size. Okay? Somebody in your life is taking advantage of you. Somebody in your life has been defeating you. Now, the five of swords, it's got a keyword of defeat, but my interpretation of it is sometimes it's not defeat, it is defeating. Okay? Because sometimes in life that five of swords is saying to you, it's time to stand up to the bully. So who has been suppressing you? Who has been holding you down? Who has been limiting or restricting you, Scorpio? Who or what? Let me say, not just a who. Who or what in your life is suppressing you and holding you down? You need to find your inner Queen of Swords. You need to find your inner vixen, if I can call it that. You need to find her. You need to release her, and you need to defeat those that are suppressing you, those that are holding you back. Those being situations or people. You need to defeat, you need to stand up, you need to be strong, you need to fight back against the bully and say, I'm not putting up with that anymore. You're not treating me that way anymore. We do have the Princess of Swords here, and she comes with the keyword of curiosity. So the Princess of Swords, she looks a lot gentler than the other two cards, doesn't she? But don't let her gentleness fool you. So she is curious, and she's curious as to how sharp is the sword. That's her curiosity. How much can the sword cut? How deep can it cut, you know? So her curiosity is with how much damage her sword can do. Now, she's not just going to willy-nilly go and, you know, swing a sword around and see how sharp it is. She's going to do a very strategic kind of motion. And she's going to be very strategic in her attempts and very strategic in what she tries and how she tries it and when she tries it and who she tries it with, etc. So she is very strategic in her behavior and in her action. And again, I'm going to say to you, Scorpio, this is what you need to do in October. October is about you undoing the suppression, calibrating and flowing, but the only way that you're going to calibrate yourself in with everybody around you, with your circumstances and your situations, is by fighting back, resisting, and taking your power back. Because you need to get a new perspective. And you're not going to get a new perspective on the situation if you allow bullies to bully you. So Scorpio, and I know when I say allow bullies to bully you, I'm being very general, okay? I'm being very general in my description because we're not saying that everybody who's treating you badly is a bully, but we are saying to you that you have been too kind, you have been too gentle, you have been too soft over the last period of time, and it's definitely time for you to step up and say no more. October is that month for you. October is that month for you. Now, it's interesting, Scorpio, that we're getting to the end of your year, of your solar return. When it's your birthday, it's when, you know, you've come back to your birth date and you've completed a cycle around the sun. So you're in your last phase of a previous year. So I'm going to say to you, Scorpio, look at what you've done over the last year. Look at your life from last birthday to this current birthday, the birthday you're about to experience. And ask yourself, you know, are you happy with your accomplishments? Are you happy with your achievements? Are you happy with the way things have happened? Or do you feel as if you've been a bit suppressed? In order to calibrate yourself, in order to flow freely with those around you, with the environment and the circumstances and the situations around you, you have to release the suppression. So in order to do that, you have to be fiercely independent. You have to fight back a little bit, but you have to be curious as to what it is that you can actually achieve. And by doing these things, you will get a new perspective on yourself, on your life, and on your environment. So that when your birthday comes along, whether it be at the end of the month or whether it be in November, when your birthday comes along, suddenly you are a new person. You are seeing the world in a new light. You are behaving. You are calibrated to your truth and not to the truth of other people. Okay, because I really do think, Scorpio, that this is the message that's coming through so loud for you. October is the month for you. Now, I'm not encouraging you to be arrogant. I'm not encouraging you to be a bully yourself. I'm not encouraging you to be, you know, worldly dominant. But what I am encouraging you is to have healthy boundaries. Boundaries are so important. You need to implement and to have the healthy boundaries around what it is that you do, how you interact, and how you participate in the lives of other people. And if you don't have healthy boundaries, you're never going to get a new perspective. You're never going to see things differently. Boundaries are so important. And to me, that's what this is screaming for each one of you, Scorpio, is it's a month of implementing boundaries. I'm going to leave it there, short, sweet, and to the point, because I really feel like I've covered it in detail. Scorpio, sending you much love and so many blessings. Look after yourselves during the month of October, and until we connect again, take care. Sagittarius, hello and welcome to your October 2024 Taroscope. So I have the Oracle deck in my hand. This is the Familiar Field Oracle, dropping on the floor. On the table. I'm having a terrible shuffling day. Let's have a look and see from the Familiar Field Oracle, what is your theme for the month ahead? What is the overall energy that you can expect for the month of October 2024? Let's have a look, Sag. What is important for you? What is the message, the theme for the month ahead? Cutting the deck, taking a card off the top and putting those aside. So Sag, the theme for October is the Swan. So the Swan with keywords of love, allure, and purity. Oh, I love that. I love that. So there we have a swan in the water. It's got a beautiful reflection, just calm, tranquil, peaceful happiness. All about love, all about happiness, but the swans are about that allure. I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat. So if you think about the word allure, what is allure? Allure is something that you're drawn to, something that you're attracted to, something that sort of just can't seem to shake. It's like you just want more and more and more of it. Like for me, it's the allure of chocolate. So we've got love. Now, this is unconditional love. This is love and as in appreciation, love as in value, love as in appreciation of a thing, the allure of something. We don't know anything about the swan, but the allure of a swan is what draws us in and what captivates us, okay? And then we've got purity, because again, we've been told by, society or by stories, by, gospel, not gospel, what's what I'm thinking about, fables, and things like that, about the swan being so beautiful and being so majestic and being so powerful and all of these kind of things. So it's created this allure of love, of fantasy, of perfection. So October is going to be a month where you experience more of this in a lot of different ways, Sag. So we're going to have to start off by asking the question, what is alluring you? What is drawing you in right now? What is attracting you right now? Is it a person? Is it a thing? Is it a situation? Is it a circumstance? Is it a car? Is it an item of decoration for your home? What is drawing you? What is the attraction that you are working with this month? So only you will know that. Let's see what the tarot wants to add. So the first card we have is the Wheel of Fortune. The second card we have for you is the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands has got a keyword of burden. So whatever this is that's alluring you is definitely burdening you. And we have the Nine of Swords with a keyword of fear. And finally, Sag, we have got the Seven of Wands with a keyword of valor. 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 Right, so Sag, when I look at this, with this Wheel of Fortune that we have over here, what comes through quite strongly to me is that life is just a series of ups and downs. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. It's just, life is just a series of ups and downs. And it's like the cycle, the moon goes through the cycle. We have full moon, we have new moon, and it goes round and round and round and round and round. So life is cycles, where sometimes it's good cycles and sometimes it's bad cycles. And I believe that with the Swan card coming through with love, allure, and purity, that this is a cycle that you're in at the moment. It's a cycle of wanting, needing, craving something. Whether that be, as I said, a person, a situation, a circumstance, a tangible, it doesn't matter. But you're at a point in your life right now where you are craving something, where you are desperate for something, where you are wanting something. There is something that is calling you, drawing you in. And it's almost like it's a cycle that we go through. So we need to recognize that. Sometimes if you've heard people talk about retail therapy, just as an example, okay? You've heard people talk about retail therapy and say, oh, I need some retail therapy. They have this allure to buy something because it makes them feel good. They didn't need the thing, they didn't want the thing, but just the act of purchasing, just the act of buying makes them feel good, makes them feel better. So it's the allure of buying something that actually is what we're after. So understand, Sag, that right now in October 2024, this is something that you are dealing with. You are dealing with a cycle of allure. I know it sounds weird, but I know you understand what I'm talking about. We have the Ten of Wands with a keyword of burden. Now, Ten of Wands is about, you know, if I gave you one stick and I said to you, carry that one stick, easy, not difficult. I gave you 10 sticks and I said, carry it. You probably could carry it quite successfully for a short amount of time. But the longer you carry it, the more burdensome it becomes. The more heavy it becomes, the more clumsy it becomes, the more overwhelming it becomes. And this is where you're at. So whatever this is that's alluring you, you've been carrying this allure for a long time. You've been drawn to or attracted to or being pulled into this situation for quite some time now. So much so that maybe you can't think straight, that maybe it's consuming your every waking moment, the burden that it's putting on your life. Like, and I'm going to give you just a really, really stupid example, okay? So let's say, for example, you drive a Ford, just an average, standard, basic Ford, okay? The car works, there's nothing wrong with it, it is perfectly fine, it's in good condition, it does its job, it gets you to work, it gets you home, you've been driving your Ford and everything has been fine. But in your heart of hearts, you want a Lamborghini. It does the same job as a Ford, okay? It can get you there and back, and but the allure of the Lamborghini is just something you can't let go. So you have a Ford, and every time you get into your Ford, you think, oh, I wish you were a Lamborghini. So the burden of driving that Ford gets worse and worse and worse, heavier and heavier and heavier every single day. Until eventually you detest the Ford. Until eventually you really don't like your Ford anymore. Until eventually you can't even stand to look at your Ford. Okay? Because all you want is the Lamborghini. And that is creating stress and anxiety. Nine of Swords is the anxiety card. It is the anxiety card. So we're starting off with something like, oh, I love that Lamborghini. I love the Lamborghini. Oh, look at it. It's so beautiful and it's so perfect and it's so this. And you talk about the Lamborghini constantly. You end up, because life goes like that, you end up with a Ford. Nothing wrong with a Ford. I have owned Fords myself in the past. I don't currently, but I have in the past. Where the Ford is it just doesn't make it. It just doesn't cut it anymore. And what this does is it creates stress and anxiety, because the thing that you want remains out of reach, and therefore we're fearful we'll never have it, and then we don't like what we do have, and we're comparing all the time, and it just creates overwhelm. Complete and utter overwhelm. So Sag, so far, I'm going to get onto that last card in a minute, but so far you've got to ask yourself, in the month of October, are you chasing something for the allure of it, or because it's actually what you need, actually what you want? So you've got to question everything. Question everything that you do. Question everything that you get, everything that you have, and everything that you achieve. Because if you're chasing something just for the allure of it, because everybody drives a Lamborghini and you're the only one who doesn't, you're not doing it for the right reasons. We need to do it for the right reasons of purity and of love. And if you like really, really, really are in love with that Lamborghini, with perseverance, with persistence, and with valor, you will achieve it. But not in October. Or maybe you will. Maybe you will. The message that's coming through for you, Sage, the Seven of Wands, it is about being strong enough to fight back, to defend your own thoughts, your own actions, your own behaviors, your own needs, wants, and desires. It's about defending what is important and relevant and significant to you. Understanding that you are going through a tough time at the moment, because the thing that draws you, the thing that is attracting you, seems to be just out of reach the whole time. Spirit is saying to you with this particular reading, don't give up. Push through, persevere, keep going. You will eventually achieve what you are wanting. As long as, and I'm going to finish off with that, Sag, as long as it's the love and the purity of the item, of the thing, of the situation, of the circumstance that you are chasing, and not just the allure of it. Because you know what, something can appear to be absolutely fantastic and absolutely wonderful, and then when you get it, you immediately regret it, because the Lamborghini can't drive on all the roads, it costs too much to maintain, it costs too much with petrol in, and suddenly you hate the car anyway. So you've got to just keep checking in with yourself. What is the thing that is drawing you, driving you? What is this thing that is consuming your thoughts the whole time? And is it actually what you want? Because if you stand your ground, and if you stand in your truth, and you resist the burdens that come along with it, you can achieve many things. You can achieve many things. So Sag, October is going to be a month of being tested. Let's put it that way. To simplify it, to put it into a very simple term, October is going to be the month where you are tested, where your strength, your tenacity, your convictions are going to be tested. But I know that you will succeed and that you won't fall victim to the allure, but you will fall victim to the love. Sending you much love and many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Capricorn, hello and welcome to your October 2024 Taroscope. I am shuffling the oracle, which is the familiar field oracle, to get a theme for the month ahead. So what is the overall energy or the overall theme for the month of October for all Capricorns? Let's have a look. Right, happy with that shuffle. Let's cut the deck. Take a card off the top and pop those on the side. So Capricorn, let's have a look and see what is the theme for October 2024 for you. You have got the whale, and isn't it just such a beautiful whale? Look at the keywords: magnificence, compassion, and history. Well, I like that, history. Magnificence, compassion, and history. Okay, so I'm going to leave it on the table over there. I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat about our whale, chat about our magnificence. So Capricorn, October is an interesting month because we're getting towards the end of the year. And for you in particular, you know, you're at a point now where you start looking at yourself and saying, well, what have I achieved this year? What have I accomplished this year? How far have I come, and how far do I still have to go? And hopefully through that process, you can start seeing how much you've actually achieved, how much you've actually accomplished, and how magnificent you actually are. Because I know, Capricorn, that you are your own worst enemy, that you are incredibly tough on yourself, unnecessarily tough on yourself, but it is just who you are, okay? That's just the way that you are. You're always going to set high standards, but it is about having a little bit of compassion, okay? It is about having a little bit of compassion for yourself, but it's also about recognizing, again, the magnificence of who you are. Now, I don't want to make you walk around with a big head and get all egotistical or arrogant about yourself, but I don't think that that's possible either. But it is just about acknowledging the magnificence of what it is that you're going through. Acknowledge the magnificence of where you find yourself in life right now, and having compassion for yourself and having compassion for the people around you, and understanding the history. Now, look, that brings up interesting conversations in my head when I say the word history, because what it is, Capricorn, it's about comparing your current situation with your past. It's about comparing your present with your history, looking at where you've been, how far you've come, but also recognizing the experiences that you've had in the past, your history, recognizing the experience that you had that have created you where you are right now, and then practicing gratitude and recognizing the magnificence of who you are and what you've overcome. Because it's clear to me that you have overcome a lot, that you've come a long way, just as our whale has. You've come a very long way, and you're in a position right now where you do feel confident, you do feel strong, and you do feel proud, and so you should. But it's also about having a bit of compassion for yourself and for others. So that's the kind of broad theme. Let's have a look and see what tarot we have. So the first card I have for you is the Queen of Wands, and it's got a keyword of vibrancy. The second card we have is the Six of Wands with a keyword of success. We then have the Princess of Wands with the keyword of exploration. I'm loving where this is going. And we have the Lovers card. So Capricorn, this is looking quite fabulous, if I say so myself. All right, let's start off with our Queen of Wands. So she is keyword of vibrancy. Let me tell you, Queen of Wands, she's very down to earth. She's very capable. She's very creative. She's the kind of person who just always has an answer, always has a solution, and is always able to create something out of nothing. Now, I love the way that she's standing with her arms out like this. It's almost like she's conjuring. You know, it's almost like she's summoning the energies to manifest and to create something, because that's what she appears to do. She appears to summon energy out of nowhere to manifest and to create something out of nothing. She has that ability to do so. And she is so vibrant that she doesn't know how to say no. She is always saying yes, 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 yes. And she's always capable, and she's always achieving, and she's always accomplishing. She is just amazing. She is magnificent. She is, because she doesn't allow any limits or restrictions. She is so focused on determining outcomes, on creating and manifesting, that she doesn't know no. No, the word can't, does not exist in her vocab. It does not exist for her. She is all about yes, I can, yes, I will, and yes, I must. All right. We then also have the Six of Wands for you, which is a key word of success. And I love how she's standing in the success pose, superhero pose. Have you ever heard of that? So if you're ever feeling nervous, if you're ever feeling anxious, if you're ever feeling like you need a dose of courage, stand with your feet hip distance apart, lift your chin, shoulders back, and put your hands on your hips like that. And if you stand like that for literally 2 minutes, it releases, I don't know how it works, but I know it does work. It releases some amazing endorphins where suddenly you just feel so much more capable, so much more powerful, so much more accomplished, like you can actually do anything. Okay. And it's the success pose. So if you are about to go into a big business meeting and you need to, that you are worried about or anxious about, you want to adopt that pose. Just stand in the foyer, go into the bathroom, stand like that for 2 minutes, and then honestly you're going to feel like you can take on the world. All right. And that is where you're going to be absolutely magnificent and where you're going to shine in the best way that you can. But you need to understand that you have to be vibrant and that you have the ability to pull something out of nothing. You do, absolutely, during the month of October. Okay, we have the Princess of Wands. So she is keyword of exploration, because that's what October is. Trying new things, going to new places, talking to new people, doing things you haven't done before, or doing things you haven't done in a very long time. October is the month, Capricorn, where you have to push the boundaries and extend yourself beyond your normal standard call of duty. It's about pushing the boundaries that you've set for yourself and giving yourself opportunity to experience more than. Okay? There are no limits except for those that you place on yourself. You do have to have a bit of compassion for yourself. Don't let history put you off, because if you failed at something before, it doesn't mean that you're going to fail at it now, because you are stronger. You are more capable, you are more magnificent than you were in the past. So you will succeed. You will succeed as long as you keep trying and as long as you keep pushing those boundaries. And then finally, we have the Lover's card. Now, what's interesting about the Lover's card, Capricorn, is Lover's card, I mean, yes, it is about the union between, two people, but it's also so much more than that. If you think about, if we take a few steps back, before we have a union between two people, there are choices and decisions that need to be made. So you have to choose the partner. The partner has to choose you. We go on dates and we chat and we talk and we have conversations, we get to know each other, and then there is the union. The union is not the thing that happens first. The union is the consequence of what's happened. How many dates do we go on first and it turns out negative, it turns out bad, it turns out yucky, before we actually find somebody who we can connect with? So the Lover's card is more about the consequence of the choices and understanding that you absolutely had choice. You chose who you wanted to be with. You chose the partner that you have. So this is about, it's not about the partner that you have as it is about the consequence of the choices. So in the history, in the past, you tried things and maybe it didn't work. You're now at a place where you are so much stronger and so much better and so much more powerful than you have been in the past. You are stronger. You are magnificent. So stand in your magnificence. Reach out and explore. Push the boundaries. Try new things. Because by doing all of that, the consequence of the action is going to be happiness, joy, success, bliss, etc. But you have to climb out of your comfort zones during the month of October. Push those boundaries, climb out of your comfort zones, Capricorn, and if you do so, you are going to have an amazing month, and you're setting yourself up for an even better November, December, etc. So Capricorn, sending you all so much love and so many blessings. Take care of yourselves, and with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome, Aquarius. Welcome to your October 2024 Tarot Scope. I have the Familiar Field Oracle in my hand, giving it a shuffle, looking for a single card that is going to set your theme and the tone for your month ahead. So what is the overall theme for all Aquarius for October 2024? Right, happy with that shuffle. Let's cut the deck. Take a card off the top and pop those over there. Got fluff. All right. Let's have a look and see, Aquarius, what is your theme for the month of October? Oh, you've got the bat. And it says insight, sensitivity, and darkness. Oh, insight, sensitivity, and darkness. Okay, so I am going to leave it over there and I am going to shuffle the tarot while we talk about the bat. So what I love about bats is that they do everything a little bit differently. They don't conform. Just like you, just like Aquarius, right? They don't necessarily conform. They like to be a little bit different. They like to, you know, the fact is they hang upside down, they're blind, they work off sound, you know, sonar, whatever it's called. You know, they only operate in the nighttime and not in the daytime. They're so tiny. You know, they like I said, they're quite unusual. They're quite peculiar little creatures, but they're also quite fabulous. They are so, they use their senses more than, you know, most other animals, because they have to. So their ears don't work, their eyes don't work. No, their ears do work. That's vibration that they work off, isn't it? It's a vibration. So they really are tuned in with their own senses, which is why you've got the first keyword of insight. So Aquarius, where are you insightful? What is it that you intuitively, instinctively know that you are ignoring or not reacting to? So October is going to be a month of you paying attention to the things that you are October is going to be the month where you are paying attention to the insights, the intuitions, and the little nudges that you receive to understand that you know, you need to use them to your advantage. The other key word we have is sensitivity. So it's about being sensitive to your environment. It's about being sensitive to your world around you, and it's about being sensitive to your needs as well as the needs of others. Okay, I think I'm happy with that shuffle. Let's cut the deck. Right, oopsie, apparently all the way at the back there, and let's lay out our 4 cards. So the first card we have is the 4 of Swords with the keyword of rest. I forgot a keyword here of darkness. We also have the 8 of Swords with the keyword of isolation. We have the Hierophant, who has made so many appearances this month. And we have the Full card of New Beginnings. So Aquarius, this is a very, very interesting reading. All right, so October is going to be quite an interesting month for you, where expect the unexpected. I'm going to put it to you that way, okay? Expect the unexpected, but don't be afraid of it. So we've got insights, we've got sensitivity, we've also got darkness. What does the darkness do? The darkness means that we can't rely on our sense of sight, that we have to use our other senses in order to understand where we're going. We look at this 4 of Swords. Now, the 4 of Swords is a very interesting card. It's got a keyword of rest. The 4 of Swords is the card that says to you, you don't always have to be doing something. You don't always have to be diving in feet first. That sometimes you can wait and observe and watch and use your senses, use your insight in the darkness to actually gain perspective, and only when it's absolutely necessary, or only when the timing is absolutely right, only then do you jump into action. The 4 of Swords is also the card of saying to you that you've been so busy, you're tired. Give yourself a chance to recuperate, to build up your energies again. Rest a little bit so that when you do have to jump into action again, then you actually have the energy that is necessary to do the things that are needed. But it's telling you don't have to be so busy all the time, Aquarius. You don't have to always be achieving and accomplishing. That knowing when the right time is your superpower. Knowing when it is the perfect time to jump into gear is your superpower. You are insightful and you are very sensitive to that. What's interesting though is this 8 of Swords. Now, I wouldn't expect to see the 8 of Swords with you. 8 of Swords, Aquarius, is the card of, as it says, the isolation. But it's not physical isolation as it is more mental isolation. It's the card of feeling disconnected and feeling trapped and caged and limited and restricted by your circumstance. But the truth of the matter is you are not limited or restricted in any way, but it's your imagination or your thinking thereof that is limiting you. So you are your own worst enemy. So Aquarius, this is Spirit saying to you that in the month of October, you need to know when is the right time to jump into action. You need to trust your intuition, trust your senses, trust your ability to intuit the situation around you, to know when it is exactly the right time to jump into action. But if you ever feel like, oh, but I can't, or but I can't, if you ever hear yourself saying that, or if you ever feel yourself feeling that, understand that it's the figment of your imagination that is limiting and restricting you, nothing else. That you are fully capable of achieving so much, but you've got to get out of your own head first. Okay, you are your own worst enemy, Aquarius. We have the Hierophant here. And as I said, he has made so many appearances this month. I think, I don't want to lie to you, but I think this is probably the fourth or the fifth time that I've seen it since doing the October Taroscopes. If we look at the Hierophant, okay, he is a religious leader. This is somebody who is important and significant within a religious organization of some kind. Typically, we go to these people when we are looking for counsel, when we are looking for advice and guidance, when we need to make a confession, when we're looking for some help around a situation that we're dealing with. And most of the time when you consult a religious leader, we're looking for something profound. We're looking for some deep spiritual kind of answer to our problems. And often they give us such a simple, over the top kind of answer. And you're like, huh? You were waiting for deep and meaty and something substantial. And they give you something so shallow and so simple. And you're like, and it leaves us, oh, my nose is so itchy. It leaves us feeling a little bit like anticlimactic almost, So, but the message of the Hierophant is about don't overcomplicate it. And Aquarius, I know that you know, and you know that I know that you know that you guys like to overcomplicate things. Please don't do that. Not in the month of October. You've got to learn to trust your insight. You've got to learn to trust your intuition. You've got to learn to trust your instincts, to only move when the time is right, but to get out of your own head if you feel like you can't, because actually the answer is simpler than you think. You are overcomplicating it, and you need to stop overcomplicating it. You are about to go into a whole new period in your life. This month of October is taking you in a completely different direction to where you've been in the past. There are doors opening, there are opportunities opening all over the place for you. But if you don't get out of your own head, you're going to miss every single one of those opportunities. If you stay still for too long, you're going to miss every one of these opportunities. If you're not connected to your senses, and if you're not sensitive to your environment and sensitive to what's going on in your head, you're going to miss all of those opportunities. October is going to be a month full of opportunities for you, but you're only going to achieve them, succeed them, grab them, attain them if you get out of your head, because you are overthinking everything. The bat is telling you, trust your insights, be sensitive to your environment, and trust the darkness. So even when you don't have all the information, even when not everything is clear in front of you, trust that this journey that you're embarking on, this step that you're taking, this process that you're going through is exactly what you need right now. If you have any excuses coming around in your head, was like, oh, but I can't, and it's not the right time, and I shouldn't this, and I shouldn't that, get out of your head, okay? You're being told by your religious leader, stop overthinking it, because the situation is nowhere near as bad as you're making it out to be. You are making it worse in your own head. There will be the right time to act, sure, absolutely. There is always the right time to act. You need to trust when that right time is, and you need to then act on it and go with it, because you are about to embark on some amazing, amazing, amazing new opportunities that can only happen if you stop overthinking it. So Aquarius, short, sweet, and to the point. I love that message for you. I really hope that it resonates with you, and I hope that it helps you navigate the new opportunities coming your way in the month of October. Sending you all so much love and so many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, Aquarius, take care. Hello and welcome, Pisces. We always save the best for last, don't we? Welcome to your October 2024 Taroscopes. I am using the Familiar Field Oracle at the moment and giving it a shuffle, looking for a single card that is going to give you your theme for the month ahead. The overall energy and the theme for October 2024 for all Pisces energies. Right. I'm happy with that shuffle. My puppies have just come into the office. I hope they're going to behave themselves. Taking a card off the top. Let's have a look, Pisces. What is the theme for October for you? Oh, beautiful. We have the frog. I love frogs. Keywords are voice, progress, and cleansing. Oh, I love that. What are they doing? I got distracted there by puppies. All right, so we have got the frog for you, Pisces, with the keywords of voice, progress, and cleansing. So what is it that you need to release? What is it that you need to speak out? What is it that you need to make progress on verbally and that's going to help to cleanse your body, your mind, your soul, and your spirit. So I'm going to leave the frog card over there as I grab our tarot. Let's shuffle the tarot while we talk about the frog card. So you know what, your voice is our identity, isn't it? When we talk about a voice, I'm having a really bad shuffling day today, so let me just start that again. So when we talk about a voice, we talk about our identity. When people hear your voice, they immediately know who you are. They know what you're about. They know what it is that you're saying. So, you know, a lot of our communication, our self-expression comes from our voice. So, and sometimes we need to use our voice to express ourselves openly and clearly and honestly. And maybe this message is coming to you, Pisces, because you're not using your voice in the right way. So October is definitely going to be a month where you are going to have to learn how to cleanse yourself by expressing yourself and releasing things that need to be said. We also have the key word of progress, and I love that, because what is progress? Again, how do we identify progress? Through communication, through self-expression, through verbalizing what it is that we have done, what it is that we still need to do, and that's how we determine progress. So the message for you for the month of October, the theme for you for the month of October, Pisces, is about being comfortable enough to express yourself, being comfortable enough to say how far you've come, what you've achieved, what you've accomplished, you know, to express yourself in a way to be able to calculate progress that you've made, and to also realize how cleansing that is when you release the attachment to all of these kinds of things. So this is very interesting. We'll see what the tarot has to say, and if the tarot wants to add to that message or if the tarot wants to take away from that message. Let's have a look. Right, cards are shuffled and cut. The first card you have is the Five of Wands with the keyword of competition. We also have for you the Universe. We also have for you the Two of Wands with a keyword of planning. Yeah, I get it. And finally, we have for you the Six of Wands with the keyword of transition. So, Pisces, this is actually quite fabulous. This is actually quite fabulous. So, let's start off with our Five of Wands. Now, Five of Wands is what I refer to as the chaos and conflict card. Five of Wands is the card of everybody having an opinion and everybody wanting to express themselves and everybody talking. There's that voice coming through. Everybody talking and everybody wanting to be heard, okay? And if you've ever been in a room where everyone's talking at once, you can't actually hear anybody. You can't actually hear anything. We need some kind of semblance of normality, of everybody, you know, following a structure, of everybody having a turn or something in order to actually make sense of the chaos that's going on. So when we've got competition, it's like everybody's vying for that top role. Everybody's vying for first place, and everyone's vying to be heard and for their opinions to matter and for their opinions to I don't know, to be taken seriously. But the truth of the matter is, you don't need to participate in that, okay? Because this particular situation is, they're not going to stop until they burn each other out. You can't stop them, you can't slow them down, you can't actually shout, like, you know how some people put their fingers in their mouth and whistle and bring silence to a room? You can't do that, Pisces, not in October. You actually have to realize, you know what, I can't participate in this. I'm not achieving anything, I'm not accomplishing anything, it's not doing me any good, so I'm just going to withdraw, I'm going to retreat, and I'm going elsewhere. By stepping back, by removing yourself from that situation, you are making progress. When you stay in a never-ending, never-fixing, never-solved situation, when you stay in a position of something that can't be fixed, that is not progress. That is actually becoming stale, stagnant, and stuck. When you recognize the environment and when you recognize, actually, I can't fix this, I can't make this any better, I can't do anything here, I might as well almost put your hands up in surrender and retreat. Step back from the situation. By doing so, you remove yourself from the ego, the chaos, the conflict, the drama, the upheaval, and that is going to be cleansing for you and also how you make progress. But you need to voice your withdrawal. Voice your withdrawal, people might not hear you, especially if it's a loud room, but you need to express yourself. You need to recognize the environment that you're in and say, I choose, make a choice, I choose not to participate. That's what you have to do, Pisces. We have the Universe. The universe is the card of attainment, completion. It's the universe is the card of recognizing you've done it all. You've completed the job at hand. You've done everything you've needed to do. There is nothing more on offer for you here. It's about coming full circle. Okay, really, that's what it is. If you look at the artwork, we've got the yin and yang, we've got the light and the dark, and then we have the chakras. The chakras are your main energy centers in your body that start at the base of your spine and go to the top of your crown, the top of your head. And they represent each stage of life, each phase of life, and each experience that we go through in life. And it's about realizing that we started off here, we've come all the way there, and now we're back again. We've experienced the light, we've experienced the dark, we've done it all. So it's about also recognizing that, you know what, this is a good exit point for you. This is a good exit point of recognizing where you don't want to put your energy and where you do want to put your energy. It is about, again, voicing yourself, expressing yourself. It is about recognizing that progress that you have already made and the progress that you want to make next, and cleansing yourself of unnecessary burdens. We have the Two of Wands. And Pisces, the Two of Wands with the little keyword of planning. So the Two of Wands is saying to you, have a strategy. All right, don't just do this blindly. Don't just wake up one morning and say, hey, you know what, today's the day I'm going to pull out of a situation. It's about having a strategy, because if you don't have a strategy, you're not confident. And we need you to be confident, Pisces, because if you're not confident in what it is you need to do, you're not going to have the confidence to do the things that you need to do. So you need a strategy. So a little bit of planning, taking a bit of time to actually ponder your options, to ponder your choices, to weigh up the pros and the cons, to do all of that so that you can continue to make the progress that you need to make. And then finally, we have the Six of Swords, which is the card of transition. And Pisces, the message that the Six of Swords has for you is saying to you that transition is about shifting from one state, shape, or form to another. So when we transition, we're going from one thing to another thing. Not physically going, but we are changing, evolving, growing from one thing. We are transitioning to another thing. So you've got to recognize that this period that you're in at the moment is a period of transition. It is a period of evolution, of change. So I have to say to you that the way you enter October and the way you exit October, you will be two completely different people. You'll be the same person, but you'll be different. Same but different. You understand how that goes, Pisces. So, but only if you're able to express yourself in the way that you need to express yourself. Only if you're able to continue to make progress without staying involved in the chaos. We don't want to stay involved in the chaos. We want to realize that the chaos has given us everything it can. There is nothing more for us to achieve here. There is nothing more for us to gain here. So let's come up with a strategy. Let's come up with a plan, and let's execute it all in the month of October. No more holding back, Pisces. No more holding back. It's time for you to progress. It's time for you to move forward. It's time for you to cleanse yourself of all the things from the past that have been holding you back in the worst way possible. It's time for you to free yourself so that you are free to make the progress that you need in other areas of your life. So Pisces, I am sending you all so much love and so many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.